Okay, all these ladies here, I'm outnumbered, so I better behave myself. Everybody okay today? Feeling good? I don't believe you. Now smile a little bit, please. You know, you can cover it up, but I still see your smile. You can't fool me. All right. Well, guys, let me ask you a question. There's a set of something you have at school to keep you safe. What is it? Rules. That's right. And is it okay to follow all the rules except one? Like they tell you not to run down the hall, well, you just don't run down the hall, but it's okay to hit someone, right? No. If you follow one, you have to follow them all. Well, you know, in the Bible, that's the same thing. We have to keep God's commandments, don't we? We have to keep His rules for living. We can't just follow all of them and break one and think, you know what, it'll be all right. Like in school, if you do your work and study, that's fine. You're following the rules like you're supposed to. But if you look on somebody else's paper and cheat during a test, you're breaking a rule, right? It's not okay to try to study and do what you're supposed to do and then look on somebody else's paper, is it? No. That's just like in life when we read our Bible. We have to follow all of God's commandments. We can't just follow the ones we want to pick and choose. They're there to guide us. They're there to correct us. And they're there to lift us up and show us how to live. And that's what He expects from all of us. Children, grown-ups, it doesn't matter. So that we can be good examples for others. It doesn't matter whether you're at school, you're playing ball, you're swimming, driving down the highway. It doesn't matter. He wants us to be good examples. And how do we do that? We follow the rules, right? It's just like when you're in school, you're being a good example by doing what? Following the rules. Because I know at our school we have a good citizenship award. And that's given out to several students for following the rules, being good examples, and you're expected to be good students when you go to school, right? God expects us to be good, obedient children for Him too. And that's following His rules. You can consider Him your classroom teacher for life. Just like you're following the teacher at school's rules and the rules of your school, you've got to follow His rules too. So we've always got to remember that. Did you know that there's always somebody watching you to make sure that you're being a good example, to see how you act, and how you act can show other folks how to act. I had a little boy in my classroom this past week, and he had changed his attitude because he didn't have a good week last week, and this week is just super. And I asked him, I called him over and I said, you know, you've got a really good attitude this week. Now this is a kindergartner. I didn't expect this from a kindergartner. And he said, well, he goes, I got to act good. Because if I don't act good, he said, somebody else might watch me acting up, and he said, they might want to act up. And he said, so I got to be good so they'll be good. And I thought, wow, pretty deep wisdom for a kindergartner. So, can you remember to do that? Just follow those rules. Whether it's your teacher's rules, God's rules, follow. Be a good example for anybody you come in contact with. Because that's what He wants, okay? Got it? Can you still smile? Are you even awake yet? Huh? Oh, come on now. All right, let's pray. God, thank You for these children. Bless them as they go about their week here at school. Pray that You would have them to be good examples for others to follow. Father, have us to be good examples for others to follow. And we thank You most of all for the best example that You could have ever given, which was Jesus. Pray that He would be ever present in our lives each and every day as we seek to follow Him and to behave as He would, to love as He would. And we ask it in Jesus' name. Amen.
They're waiting. They've already been to Sunday school this morning.